right. As I was introduced, my name is Nthabiseng Lebogang Mokhosi. But now because my blog, my talks, my motivation represent, like the name is Real Talk with Nthabi, I prefer to use my name Nthabi for you to understand and relate to what I'm talking about. Is that okay? Okay, as they explained, I'm from Mahikeng. And not just Mahikeng, I come from a village called Ramatlabama Tsetse. Yes, I'm from a village. I'm a village girl. So, yeah, for those who've been to Mahikeng, who've been to Botswana, you would know what I'm talking about. Okay, first of all, I'm grateful that I'm in the house of the Lord. And before I begin anything, whether I do my talks, whether I do my speeches, before I do anything, I just thank God. And right now, I just want to share a wordy thought before I begin. So I'd like to have all of your attention and for you to actually get along and be in this moment with me. Is that okay? Okay, I'll begin. Lord, I am a willing student, and thank you for those who come into my life and share their insights so well. I thank you too for those who give me the opportunity to share my understanding, that is you. Those insights so patiently taught to me by your Holy Spirit. Amen. Yes. Okay. I'm going to begin. Working with papers, everything is all over the place. Anyway, first of all, I like to honor this month. I like to honor the youth of today, the youth of apartheid, the youth that sacrificed all the things that we have today, the freedom. For that, I say salute to all of them. I salute our late Nelson Mandela, who helped us to have this freedom today, and all the leaders that helped them. Because I believe that whichever leader is in our presence or in anyone's presence, there are other leaders, there are other people who has helped them to be where they are. So for that, I honor all of them. Okay. My main focus for today, you know what, I think I'll just talk with my head, because it seems like my stuff are not organized, but it's fine. Okay, now I'm organized. All right, I'm gonna focus my motivation today on certain aspects. I'm gonna be focusing on the Youth Month. I'm going to be focusing on your spiritual growth, leadership, teamwork, communications, investing in yourself, your capabilities, steps to living a life that matters. First of all, talking about Youth Month. I mean, how many are you have been celebrating this Youth Month from the first day of June? None? None of you? Okay. No, it's fine. I understand. This is probably the main day for you. But things that I basically want to touch on is that as youth, there is a foundation of your youth. And when I talk about the foundation of your youth, I want you to understand the foundation from a general term. Before a house is built, you know, it looks beautiful and everything, there is what we call a foundation. Am I right? So what happens is that before that house is complete, before this church was complete, first of all, there was a foundation. So the challenge is, when there's a foundation, when you look at that foundation, it's hard for you to determine how the house is going to look or how the church is going to look. Are you with me? So now, what I wanted to touch base on is that foundation for the youth, it's in your mind. It's in your talents. It's in your creativity that you do for yourself and those ones that you live with and those ones that you love. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Okay, I'll start with the mind. When you talk about the mind is basically the common factor that begins each and everything that you do. You can listen, you can see. At the end of the day, your mind analyzes whatever that you've been seeing, whatever that you've been listening to. You get my point? So basically what I'm trying to say is the mind is very powerful. It can build you, it can break you. Whatever that you put in your head, whatever that you take out with your mouth from your mind can either build or destroy you. Talking about the talents that you have. When you talk about talents, people will think, there are other people who are talented out there. I'm not better than others and everything like that. We are all born with our natural talents, God-given talents. You might be sitting there thinking that, you know what, I'm not capable. There's someone who's better than me. We might be playing games outside and then there's someone who maybe answered the best answer than you did, and you feel like, but I can't make it. Why is that? Why can't you have faith and believe that whatever talent that you have can actually work for you? Do you understand me? The challenge that we face, especially as young people, we have what we call doubt and fear, and the fear of the unknown. Tell me, what is the point of fearing the person next to you? What is the point of fearing something that you haven't even seen in your life? Why is that? Because you have that gut feeling in your heart, in your mind that, you know what, I want to do this, but I can't. I'm afraid. I'm doubtful. Why is that? Why can't you trust yourself enough to believe that, you know what, I can do this. If someone else can do it, then I can do it. If someone can get a straight A, I can get a straight A. But what is the concept behind it? It's understanding who you are and what you want. That's how you'll be able to identify your talent. Don't try to compare yourself with other people, because there's no way that you can be the same with others. I might be in Thabi standing here, and might be looking at you and saying, I want to be like her. Yes, you can say I want to be like her based on what? On what you learn from them. But note that you won't be the same as them. You can take what they did and motivate yourself. You can learn from them. They can be your inspiration. It's the same. I'm glad that I've got elders in the house. You can take the experiences that your parents teach you and learn from them. It's the same thing as having a role model. Someone in the church, a leader in the church, that can actually help you, encourage you. And the steps that you see in them can actually motivate you to do even better. And you can even do the best. Remember in life that as much as you think there's someone better than you, there's someone else who's better than that person. There's someone else in another level. So you are destined for greater things, and you are destined for things that God has prepared you to do. As much as that person succeeds in that particular section, that doesn't mean you can actually succeed in anything. You have your own role to play. Talking about your creativity. Please note something. When I talked about the foundation, I said the mind, I said your talents, I said the creativity that you have within yourself and the people that you love, or the people around you. The creativity, what I mean is that you can go to school, you can study, pass, and then get a job and do good. What are you doing there? You are shaping your future. You are actually stepping up to a better life for yourself. Another thing that happens is that we come from different backgrounds. You know, I'm from Mafikeng. I used to be called a village girl. When I came to TUT, people were like, it's a IT, you can't fit. People used to tell me that. People used to think that coming to Pretoria is a dead end. You come here, the life is fast. Here, you're going to end up, misbehaving, going to parties, whatever. I mean, those are the kind of things that one should sit down and think clearly about. Are you going to let whatever that people say control you or determine where you're going? I loved being called a village girl. We used to be in a debating team, and what used to happen was when we go and challenge other, because my high school was still in a village. So when we go to like matricial schools, like international school, we went to debate with them. And when we got there, they were like, we're going to win this. Who do they think they are? I mean, what's that? Why do you judge a person by where they come from? What's the point of that? Because the problem is you do not know who that person is. You do not know how determined that person is. And trust you me, we managed to win the debate. Why did we win? Because we were determined. We knew what we were doing. And we knew why we were there at that time. So basically what I'm trying to say is they can tell you everything in this world that, you know what, you won't be good and everything. But that won't actually determine where you're going. Coming from a village, sorry to touch more on that. It's just that it happened to be one of the reasons why I'm standing here today. Because people pushed me to be where I am. Right now, I stand here as a graduate. I did web application and development. I stand here as a junior web developer. I stand here as a founder and owner of a company called IL Designs. I do websites for people. I do all of that. So when I talk about the creativity, what I mean is you can go to school and study. You can identify your talent and you can make it work for you and your family. Right now, I'm able to call my mom and ask my mom, do you need money? Do you need something? Can I send you money? Or sometimes I just send it. That's the creativity that works for you and your family, the people that you love. Not just your family. You can have friends. You know that sometimes you have a friend that sometimes they are in need of something. You should be a helping hand to them. If you have something that you can give, it can be money, it can be a thought, but you can make a difference to other people's life. So that's basically what I'm focusing on. Your mind, your talent, your creativity. That is the foundation that I want you to walk out with today as youth. Talking about your spiritual growth. Often enough, you are in a situation where you are associated with different people. Different people who believe in God, people who say God is there, but nah, I'm not going to go to church, I don't go to church, all of that. But what I'm talking about now is your spiritual growth. Often enough, you come to church. In church, there are a lot of activities that you do. There are servers, there are singers that we're here. I mean, when you do that, you're serving the Lord. It's your purpose that you're serving in the church. And often enough, sometimes you get to a point where when you're given a task in church, when they say you should come with others and then clean the church and everything, you feel like, no, I can't do that. You frown, and others are doing it. At the end of the day, you feel like, but I'm not doing it, so you frown and you get discouraged and then you just leave it like that. Why is that? Because you want a reward. In church, there's this concept that, when you do something for the church, you won't get paid. They'll tell you that the Lord will pay you. Yes, take pride of that when they tell you that. You know why? Because God has bigger things for you. When you come here and do your duties, do them wholeheartedly. Don't be in a position where you're conditioned to expect to get short-term results or rewards. You go to school and study, you get an A, that's it. You work hard, you get paid. You look good, you expect to be complimented. The spiritual growth doesn't work like that. What has to happen is that whatever that you do, you have to understand it and be in a position where you actually work towards getting that reward. Because God won't reward you by cleaning and then you're like, nah, I'm done. God, so what do I get for that? It doesn't work like that. So guard your spiritual life, your spiritual growth. Because that, again, is something that will help you to be able to go further in life. Coming to leadership. One may ask, who is a leader? Who should lead? I see leaders amongst you guys. I see a person who can stand like I'm standing now and say something that will touch someone's life, that will change something in another person. So in terms of leadership, Karabo touched base on a lot of leadership skills and the activities that we did. If you were concentrating and paying attention on whatever was happening outside, those are the certain aspects that actually determined if you can be a leader or not. If you can listen, if you can be able to hear other people's opinions, other people's view, and engage with others. So in order to lead, you have to understand what you are about. I cannot be standing here not knowing what I want. I cannot be standing here not having a plan about my life, not knowing the direction that I'm going. Why would I be standing here? I mean, whatever that I'll be saying to you, it will be false information because I don't know what I'm about. So you have to identify what you're about. Being a leader doesn't mean you have to be a leader in the church. You can be a leader to your friend. You can be a leader to your family. Being as young as you are, you can lead your family. Lead your family in terms of supporting them, in terms of helping them when they are in need. You've got brothers, you've got sisters. You've got your friends that need you. You can lead by doing that. That's how it starts. The fact that I started being in the debating team, Nana ke phaba. When I was in middle school, I was shabby. So what used to happen was, whatever event that was happening, I used to want, to be there. And often enough, people would say, "We're not ratadilo." And I'm glad today that I'm still here, standing in front of people, talking. Because ke ratile dilo then, but that led me to doing what was good. It took me out. Chances are I could have been just anybody. But the fact that I engage in a lot of activities, communities and everything, that has helped me to be where I am today. And I believe that as well can put you somewhere in life. Be your own leader as well. Take the pride of the knowledge that you have and be willing to share it. Be willing to learn from yourself. Just surprise yourself sometimes. Do the things that you didn't think you could do and share it out there. It's a story that you have to tell because you've made a difference to your life. I mean, I started like this, sitting with someone and then they start talking and they tell you what they experience. What do? I don't just listen and then forget when they are gone. I actually learn from their experiences. I'm not saying my experience is the same, but what I'm saying is whatever experience that they have, I can learn from. So you are a leader. Don't forget that. Talking about teamwork. Thank you. I'm not going to touch base more on teamwork because I believe that it's something that was actually the main part on the activities that we had. So I'm going to move on to communications. In terms of communications, often enough, you get to a point where you feel alone. You feel like the world is just taking its toll on you. Why is that? Because you don't have someone to talk to. You don't have someone to actually look up to. What do you do in that scenario? First thing first, you need to pray to God. You need to invite God in each and everything that you do. Communicate with God. Communicating with God doesn't mean you have to kneel down and pray every time. When you're walking in the street, call upon His name. Call Him. If you want that we live in the ghetto life. We live in a modern life. If you are that ghetto person, whether already Oster, how zama umbizo rish mudimuag, I wanna hanka gra al, kitlava grant. God will listen to you. There is nothing wrong with that. Whichever situation you're in, invite God in each and everything that you do. Communicate with your family. One important thing about life is that the most time that you spend it with your family. The fact that when out and then you lock yourself in the room or you do whatever, because often enough, there's that routine. In the evening, Mama Hauko kitchening is cooking, your dad is watching TV, your little brother is playing or doing something. Have that moment where you get to sit down with your parents. Talk to your parents. Engage as a family. Parents as well. Engage with your children. As youth, we go through a lot of things. We go through a lot of things outside. And then when you come to the house, sometimes it's difficult to talk to you. But now it's important that you need to know and understand what your children are going through so that you can be able to have a balanced life in terms of mother, children, or just father and daughter. It doesn't matter. Build that relationship because they spend most of the time in the family. Okay. All right. I'm hearing that the time. Are you talking about the time? Okay. I need to wrap up. Okay. It's fine. All right. I'll just wrap up with those few words that in life you've got what we call toxic friends. The toxic friends that you have in your life is that friend when you tell them, Chomi, you know what, I got an interview, I'm going to do something in that interview or something, an assessment or something, and that friend comes to you and like, oh, interview, oh, okay. Those are toxic friends. Identify the friends that you have. The friend, you can start checking. Ask yourself, is that the person that you want to spend your life with as a friend? Is that the person who supporta in whatever that you do? Are you learning something from that person? I'm not saying as a chomiya and everything, but identify the good things and the bad things. That will actually help you. Associate yourself with people who will innovate your life. Because the people who can discriminate you and discourage you in life, you don't need those people. There are a lot of people who can love you, who can support you in everything that you do. And don't have pride. If you get that type of person, we're thinking, we will feel sorry for them. Just tell them that, you know what, I can't be your friend anymore. Please know that. I'm sorry, in terms of time, I was going to explain the few steps of living a life that matters. But I'll just list them without explaining. The first one, run your race. The second one, be positive. The third one, get organized in your life. Spend time with your family. Accept the things that you can't change. Don't dwell onto things that you don't have control over. Stop making excuses about your life because you are capable of doing anything. Nothing can stop you. You are smart And no person can actually tell you that you can't do anything. You can do that. I believe in you. It's time that you believe in yourself and you identify that. And to do that, you need to show people who you are. Because if you don't believe in yourself, there is no way people are going to understand what you are about. They're just going to doubt you and then think, this person doesn't know what they want, doesn't know where they're going. So identify that within yourself. Always do your best. Whatever, they say that the first impression lasts. Whatever that you do, whatever that you set your mind into, make it your best. Make it your best. Don't compromise. If it fails, kopeli, just know that you've done your best. And for that to happen, you know that you'll be able to pick up and do your best. Learn to say no. Ladies, these guys will tell you that you're beautiful. They'll tell you that, you know what, I'll buy you this, I'll buy you that. Say no. Say no to someone who cannot actually benefit you in your life. I'm not trying to discourage guys from, talking to ladies. But what I'm saying is your beauty doesn't mean a guy have to get inside your pants. Your beauty doesn't mean you have to be floating around with other people's cars. Have pride. One day, you'll have your keys in your hands. You'll be driving that Mini. You'll be driving whatever. Don't be happy to be on the passenger seat. Like, really now, ladies? No, don't do that to yourself. If you get that guy who's a potential, who's going to marry you, then good. But remember, that's not your car. You don't know how much it is. You don't know what he did to get it, how much he worked. Rather, what you can do is ask him, but how did you get here? How can you help me to be where I am, where you are today? Get that someone who can inspire you. Your beauty is your own beauty. And the main beauty is within yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Thank you.